As the U.S. faces the worst blood shortage in more than a decade, the Red Cross is sounding the alarm. The dangerously low blood supply levels have forced some hospitals to defer patients from major surgeries. And some doctors are having to make tough decisions about who gets the blood and who has to wait. So here to share more about the difference blood donations can make is Benjamin Donner with the Utah Red Cross. And thank you so much for being here and joining us on Zoom this morning.
Oh, good morning, Jillian. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So first off, I just want to check in with you. Obviously, everyone's talking about, this really is a dire situation with where we're at in terms of our blood supply. How are we looking currently?
You know, things have not changed. We are still here recently less than a day's supply on the shelf. We typically want to have at least 5 days of blood on the shelf at any one time. So it's still very tight. It's still something that's critical here in our community.
Absolutely, and that's scary just to see how low it is. And I just want people to really understand just how much blood helps people survive. It really can be a matter of life or death. I know you personally experienced getting some of that blood. Can you talk about your story a little bit?
I sure can. So I've been a blood donor for over 30 years now, since I was 16 years old. And about 3 years ago, this time of year, I found myself in an emergency situation where I had lost a lot of blood, had to be rushed to the hospital, needed a blood transfusion to save my own life. And so for so long, I was the one on the other side of that donating, but had no idea that I would find myself in that situation where I would need 4 units of blood to stay here and stay alive.
So it was a matter of life or death for you as well. I mean, you needed that with what you were going through. How can you kind of, get to those people who do donate blood, but just being on both ends of this, it really does save lives. How can you reiterate just how important being able to donate is, especially with just how low we're at?
You know, what a lot of individuals don't realize is that need is constant. You can't bank it and then just feel we're good. That is a constant need. And so oftentimes when someone signs up to donate, reiterating the amount of importance of actually keeping that appointment, going in that scheduled time. There is an individual, there is a mom, there is a father, a brother, a sister at the other end of that is relying on that unit of blood to save their life. And so they're counting on you, just as I was counting on those 4 individuals that thought, you know what, today's a good day. I'm gonna go donate blood. They have no idea that I was the one on the other end of that. And it really made it full circle when I saw that from that very, very different perspective.
Absolutely. I was just going to ask that. It's like you never think that you're going to need it, but, obviously anything can happen and the need can come at any time. In terms of, some of these surgeries being postponed or people kind of having to decide, who gets blood and who doesn't, how does that make you feel knowing, you were able to get it pretty easily compared to what we're dealing with now?
In all honesty, it scares me sometimes to think, what if I were in that situation again? Not that I would be, but what is that like where there is that limited supply? We are able to take care of all of the patients that are in that critical need. A lot of the surgeries that are needing to be postponed are what are considered elective, that aren't life-threatening in the moment, but it's still very important to emphasize just how important that is, that we take care of our own community here. We supply the blood here in our local community. That blood, critical for somebody's, like I said, mom, father, brother, sister. I think the thought that really hit home is I used to say thank you on behalf of the American Red Cross. I don't really say that any longer. Now it's thank you on behalf of my beautiful wife. Thank you on behalf of my kids, whose father is still here because of somebody amazing like one of our donors.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Benjamin, and sharing your story and just the importance of how dire the situation is. And we have all the information about how you at home can donate yourself on our website at abc4.com/GMU. Thank you again, Benjamin.
Thank you, Jillian.